Hey guys, it's Julia. So today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-up and book haul. So this month kind of sucked in regards to book stuff. And when I say kind of, I mean really sucked. I document these things so I can look back on myself now and be like, wow, I have really improved as a person since that time. Or I can look back on it and be like, I'm the exact same person I was. Okay, let's get to it. Start off with my book haul. I only bought 3 books this month, but I'm trying to not buy as many books because I really need to save money for things like school and life and all those fun functions that are available to you as a human. So the first book that I bought this month was the one by Clare. I went and got this beautiful book on the same day that I bought this beautiful book, The Heir by Clare, the 4th book in the selection series, which I thought was a trilogy, but apparently is not because there was a 4th book physically in my hands. Let me tell you, this was my highly anticipated book of this month to read. It was my first book that I read this month, and let me tell you, I was not disappointed. I will talk more about that in my wrap-up. Now I have these 2 beautiful books and all of the books in the selection series that are out at this point except for the selection stories, but I don't think that counts as part of the series. They're like novellas. For those of you who do not know, the selection series is about this kind of almost Hunger Games-esque thing where the prince or princess or whatever holds a selection to find their suitor. So they pick 25 women or men, depending on your case. There are different women or men from different casts that get chosen, and basically it ends up there's one that remains and they are the winner and they get to marry the royalty. Let me tell you, the selection series is just such a good time. If you have not read it, I highly recommend it. They are so quick, so funny, so just, they make me happy, and I recommend them because I like them. And the last book that I bought this month was Luxe Beginnings by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Beginnings is a bind-up of the 2 first books in the Luxe series, which is Obsidian and Onyx. I have wanted to read these books for such a long time, but I've never been motivated enough to pick them up. So when I saw that I could get 20% off, which basically meant to get this would be cheaper than to get one of the 2 books in this bind-up, I decided to pick this one up. I have not started it yet, but I'm very excited. I believe it has something to do with aliens or something like that, but that is something, some stuff happens, I guess, and I am very excited to read this. Now we are going to be moving on to the wrap-up portion of this video. So, as mentioned before, the first book that I read this month was The Heir by Clare. I'm not going to get into too many details because as it is the 4th book in a series, details will spoil you for the rest of the series, but what I'm going to say is I was very happy with this book. I highly enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, and I thought the main character was annoying, so that's not a change, so it was kind of like a familiar thing, but I really enjoyed all the different elements to this and how, like, the selection in this one was different than the selection in the other 3. I hope that doesn't spoil anything. If they do not make another book in this series, I swear I'm going to go to Clare Cass's house and get the story out of her and publish it on fanfiction.net, and that is what's going to happen if there's not another book. Because we need to know what happens. They cannot leave us on this cliffhanger. No! The next book that I read this month was Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I love this book. Stephanie Perkins books just never fail to make me happy. This was my first time reading Lola and I loved it. I did like Anna and the French Kiss a little bit more, but Lola and the Boy Next Door was still absolutely adorable. Basically, this book is about this girl named Lola, and she lives with her 2 dads. She kind of like wears costumes every day, but like that's her style and stuff like that. And then these 2 twins who lived next to her when she was younger moved back in, and she has like beef with them. She has beef with both of them in different ways. And she also has this boyfriend who's like this tattooed rocker guy that her dads don't approve of, and it's a great mix of characters, and it is just such a sweet, original, incredible story. I love it, and I cannot wait to read Isla and the Happily Ever After, because Stephanie Perkins books just brighten my day 10,000 times more than they were before, and I loved it. Stephanie Perkins books, go pick them up if you haven't read them. They are amazing, and I recommend them all the time, especially when you need something adorable and cute and funny and witty to read. So the next book that I read this month was City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I read this as part of the Mortal read-along. I will leave the links for that down below. It is a read-along for all of the Mortal Instruments books over a 6-month period of time, 1 book per month, and this month was the 3rd month, so we read the 3rd book. And let me just say, I know I said this in my last wrap-up video, but I love these books, and rereading them just makes them so much funnier. I love this book so much more the 2nd time, especially because I forgot how much I loved Idris, Alicante. That sounds like a Mexican like food, like, or like vámonos, vámonos, Alicante, Alicante. I forgot how much I liked the world there, and I also forgot all the stuff that happened in this book. And hold on for a second, I'm just gonna go into slight spoilers for this book, so I'm gonna go black and white, and when I stop being black and white, turn the volume back on if you do not want to get spoiled. This entire book, I was yelling at the book while I was reading it, "You are not siblings! You are not siblings! Get it in your head, you are not siblings!" And still, it was like, oh no, this is incest. No, it's not! You are not siblings. The only incest that ever happened in this book was when Sebastian and Clary had that thing. So, stop. You are not siblings. Oh, so frustrating. If you haven't read this book, I don't know where you've been, or this series, if you just read City of Glass and not any of the others, that's really weird. I don't know how you did that. Like, did you just get all the knowledge in your head? Like, that... Wow, wow, I'm confused. The next book that I finished this month was 50 Shades Darker by E.L. James. 50 Shades Darker is the 2nd book in the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. I believe I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I personally enjoyed this one better than the first one, probably because it wasn't as shocking as the first one. You kind of knew what to expect. There was a lot less sex in this one, I will tell you that right off the bat. 50 Shades of Grey is just like every page. It's like, oh, it's in. It's in. Oh, okay, we're done. No, oh. There was more about the characters and the plot development, and holy crap, Christian and Anna both grow so much as characters in this one. I found it so much more interesting to read because you learn so much more about them. I have to say, I was impressed with the 50 Shades trilogy. Like, they pleasantly surprised me. I was kind of enthralled with the story. However, this one did take me a really long time to read, and I'm not sure why. Probably because I don't take it out of the house. And I wouldn't read this at school. I wouldn't like pull out this book because people would probably like stab it or something. I don't know. And going right along with that, the 5th and final book that I read this month was 50 Shades Freed by E.L. James, the 3rd and final book in the 50 Shades trilogy. I read this one super fast, especially compared to the last one. I think I read this one in 2 days, which is pretty quick for me. Got totally enthralled with the storyline, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I knew what was coming, so I wanted to get to that part really quick. A lot of plot development in this one, a lot of crazy things happen in this one, like crazy, like this would never happen in real life, but hey, that's why we read books, to not care about real life, I guess. The end of the trilogy compared to the beginning of the trilogy, there's so much change with the 2 characters that is just phenomenal, and I personally commend the author for developing their characters so much throughout this storyline. So that is something that 50 Shades has, is plot and character development. Even if it was crazy, ridiculous plot development, it was plot development, and it was there. That was my May wrap up and book haul. It was kind of small, it kind of sucked, but since the summer is coming up very soon, I will hopefully be reading more and making more videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of any of these books, or if you have any book recommendations, I would love to hear them. I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys, and yeah, bye!